Today, we're going to let you in on a secret. What if I told you that the history we've learned is only half the story? Or that ancient civilizations possess technologies we still can't fully understand today? Technologies we're only now rediscovering. Think about it. A computer built 2,000 years ago. Electricity used to construct pyramids, or flying vehicles gliding through the sky. At Nethoria, we are on the trail of those secret technologies and lost sciences that have been lost in the dark corridors of history. Are you ready? Because from today onward, you will question everything you thought you knew about human history.
Let's start with the most striking one, the Antikythera Mechanism. The year is 1901. Greek divers find a pile of rusted, calcified metal at the bottom of the Aegean Sea in a shipwreck. At first glance, this seemingly insignificant piece revealed a surprising truth when cleaned. It was an extremely complex celestial calculation device dating back to between 150 and 100 BC. So why do we call it a computer? Because this mechanism worked with dozens of interlocking, perfectly machined bronze gears. Imagine a device where you turn a lever with your hand and it shows not only the positions of the sun and moon, but also when lunar eclipses would occur, and even the cycles of the Olympic Games. Astronomers were shocked as they examined Antikythera. We had to wait until the Middle Ages, over 1,000 years later, for a gear mechanism of this complexity to reappear. I ask you, how could the technical knowledge to produce such a complex mechanism suddenly appear in that era and then disappear? Who made this device, and why wasn't this knowledge passed on to future generations? It's as if someone took this knowledge and quickly hid it, isn't it? Antikythera represents a huge gap in our known scientific history and shows us how deep the technological genius of ancient Greece went.
Now let's journey far away into the depths of ancient Indian texts. Before us are the Vimanas. Thousands of years old Vedic texts and epics such as the Ramayana describe these mysterious flying machines in detail. They define them as vehicles that move through the skies, transporting people to different regions by air. Some texts even provide detailed information about the fuel, structure, and flight principles of the Vimanas. Most interestingly, texts like the Vaimanika Shastra discuss the metals used in their construction, the secret powers that made them invisible, and weapon systems that could be used in warfare. All these accounts resemble the definition of a modern airplane or helicopter more than a flying vehicle, don't they? So, are these just a rich work of mythology, or were our ancestors really flying in the sky? If true, how did they achieve such advanced aerodynamic knowledge in ancient times? Wouldn't this mean completely rewriting our aviation history? Consider this. When the Wright brothers flew the first successful airplane in 1903, Indian epics had been describing flying machines for thousands of years. Perhaps these texts were the user manuals for a lost technology. Let's turn our attention to Europe. To Germany. The year is 1999. Before us is the Nebra Sky Disk. Dating back approximately 3,600 years to the Bronze Age, it is a bronze disk measuring 30 centimeters in diameter, decorated with gold appliques depicting celestial bodies. On the disk, you can see the moon, the sun, and the Pleiades star cluster. Experts say that this disk is not only a work of art, but also the world's oldest known concrete representation of the heavens, and probably a complex astronomical instrument. The arcs on the edges of the disk indicate the summer and winter solstices. This means that Bronze Age people had an advanced calendar to determine the seasons, planting and harvesting times, and knew how to work with precise angles. Now the crucial question is, how did a civilization that had just emerged from the Stone Age gain access to such knowledge to make such precise observations of the sky? And why was such crucial knowledge suddenly buried and forgotten? It seems as though this knowledge was the exclusive domain of a small group, and when that group vanished, the science vanished with them. Does this disk point to a lost network of knowledge?
Let's delve into Egypt's famous complex hieroglyphics. Deep within the Dendera temple, there's an interesting figure carved into the walls. In this depiction, known as the Dendera Light, an object is seen emerging from a large lotus flower, its tail curled like a snake. This object bears a striking resemblance to a modern Crookes tube or arc lamp. Theorists claim that these figures indicate that ancient Egypt used electricity and illuminated their temples with these tubes. So how are the flawless wall paintings inside the pyramids and underground tombs made without leaving any soot marks? Corridors thousands of meters long would inevitably have been sooted if candles or torches had been used. Aren't these drawings strong evidence that a different light source than candlelight was used inside? Some even suggest that findings like the Baghdad Battery, dating back to 250 BC, show that the Egyptians knew the principle of the galvanic cell and could produce a simple source of electricity. Did the Egyptians have a closed-circuit lighting technology similar to what we use today to work in such dimly lit environments? Does this show us that Egyptian civilization was not just about sand and stone, but also possessed lost knowledge of energy?
Our final stop is Puma Punku, located in the mountainous plateaus of Bolivia near Lake Titicaca. At this ancient temple complex, you see thousands of tons of andesite stone blocks cut in an H shape with incredible precision. The surfaces of the stones are laser precise, and their edges are cut at an angle that would be difficult to achieve even with today's industrial equipment. The blocks fit together so perfectly that you couldn't even fit a piece of paper between them. The biggest mystery surrounding the construction of Puma Punku? Technical impossibilities. The civilization in this region, dated to around 500 AD, did not use iron tools, wheeled transport systems, or mortar in the modern sense. So how were these massive blocks transported from a quarry 100 kilometers away, and what tools were used to cut the hard andesite rock as if it were cast in a mold? Some theories suggest that an ancient chemical solvent or a technology similar to ultrasonic vibration tools may have been used to soften the stones. Puma Punku whispers to us, ancient engineering was far more advanced than we imagine. Perhaps these stones are not just building blocks, but also tangible evidence of a lost cutting and transportation technology. Even the modern construction world struggles to achieve this level of precision. How did these people accomplish this thousands of years ago?
Dear Nethoria viewers, take a look. The brain of Antikythera, the wings of the Vimanas, the eyes of Nebra, the light of Dendera, and the precision of Puma Punku. All of these show us that history is not only written by the victors, but also shaped by those who mysteriously vanished. These topics always lead us back to the same question. Could we really be underestimating the technological and scientific level of our ancient ancestors? Perhaps the advanced technologies we seek are not hidden in the depths of space, but in the depths of the earth beneath our feet. What do you think about this? Have these ancient knowledge been lost or deliberately hidden? And could all these technologies have a common origin? Don't forget to share your thoughts on this mysterious journey in the comments. See you on the next mysterious adventure. Take care.